Hi, and welcome to the lesparis.com podcast. I'm Les. This podcast is a short daily monologue that you can listen to. Use it to practice listening to English. Use it to stimulate ideas. Use it for BGM.
Hello and welcome to the Les Paris podcast. You're about to listen to episode 156. Yesterday in episode 155, I talked about rivers, beautiful, wonderful natural things. Let's stay in the realm of nature in today's episode 156, and I'll talk about typhoons. Typhoons. When I came to Japan, I didn't know what a typhoon was, except that it was a storm. And when the typhoon first came, everybody was worried about it. For me, I looked outside and I thought, it's just a rainstorm. I couldn't understand much about typhoons, partly because I was inland, away from the sea, so the typhoon wasn't at its strongest. And all I saw was wind and rain. I guess in the short run, that's basically what a typhoon is, but let's take a little bit deeper look. A typhoon is a tropical storm, and it comes out of the ocean, usually coming up from the equator. It's not called typhoons everywhere around the world. Some places call them cyclones. That's in the South Pacific. And some places call them hurricanes. That's over in the Americas. So when you hear hurricane, wow, people think, yeah, that's a really big storm and very damaging. That's what a typhoon is. And some of the typhoons can be really strong and damaging. So if a typhoon's coming, you better stay inside. But aside from that, it's a lot of wind and rain. And so I was when I first came here and experienced the typhoon, I thought, that's not much. We get this in Canada. Interesting thing is we don't get typhoons in Canada, and we don't really get hurricanes. I suppose a few come up to Canada, but not many. Canada's just too far north. Hurricanes and typhoons and cyclones have to be, they start over warm water, which is closer to the equator. And they can't go too far. And once they hit land, they peter out. They sort of run out of steam because the water is what's giving it the energy. The heat from the water makes the typhoon keep going. When it moves over land, it doesn't get the heat from the water, it disappears. Typhoons are quite scary when they get really big and powerful. If a typhoon is coming your way, get inside. Well there, it looks like you've come to the end of another episode of the Les Paris podcast. We're wrapping up episode 156 today, when I talked about typhoons. I'd be pleased to meet you again tomorrow in episode 157, when I talk about airport carpets.